Hello, everybody. My name is RoboPirate Foxy, and welcome back. So, today, today I have a plan. It's probably not the one you expected, but it's a plan. So, I'm just gonna get right into it. Per usual, life got a little busy, and I'm a little lazy. So, I can't do what I was originally planning, being a So I can't do what I was originally planning, being the final part of the daycare, just because I never got to finish it. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I don't have time to prepare. Yada dee da, yada do. So instead, for this episode, I'm gonna go around and finish a bunch of projects that I've been saving for those, like the beginning of the episode. Oh yeah, here's a little project that needs to be done kind of thing. So that's just the plan for today. Like I said, I'm sorry. It's just I was like last week I was like, wow, it's Christmas time, so I'm gonna have so much more free time. I'm not. It's almost like it's the opposite actually. And I'm gonna start with this one because I actually already did it, and then the replay got corrupted. So, boo. But I added some. Maybe I'll wait till it's nighttime. I'll come back. But I added some more lights here, just so mobs stop spawning. The major thing being I added a light in the floor here and a light in the top there, as well as in both shafts, in both ways up and down in every building. I added little more lights in the hallway just to stop mobs from spawning in general on the buildings. And these do a great job. Now you can run around and just not have to worry about mobs, which was really big, especially for the librarians, because if one of them gets zombified and then they despawn, whoops, or burn or die or whatever, whoops. Also, over here, I have made just a few more cleric villagers. I was trading away mostly the rotten flesh, and I need a lot of lapis for something, which I will show in a sec once I get to it. So, I also had a bunch of recording for that, but the replay corrupted, and it just kind of the whole flow is ruined without the replay, so I'm just telling you about it. I traded with clerics, but other than that, I want to get right into what you guys really care about, which is, I shouldn't zoom in, but upgrading over here. So I kind of said this last time, but I left this really bland, and I did that on purpose because I didn't want to give away too much of the daycare and the story I had set up in there. But I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, you're not really missing that much. I mean, the daycare itself obviously is way more intricate than that hallway, but the hallway was missing a few important bits. And I didn't want to give too much away because just like the actual game, there's a few animatronics that aren't, well, animatronics, there's a few characters that aren't completely put front and center, but I still wish to include them. So, without a further ado, let's get right into building. Nice cut for myself, because I totally didn't finish it before I started recording. But here we are. So, I've upgraded this area quite a bit, just to have some more life to it. It looks so much better, honestly. That's it. It's just, this wall looks a lot better with these ATMs on it, which I just have a little note that I feel is in character for, I don't know why, I'd balance the zero. It's funny. That's not really in character for that Robo, but good old regular insert card. Out of order, obviously. That guy sucks. And then, you know, red. Well, the red Robo is kind of, you know, yeah. I can't zoom in on the leg, but yeah, no, the head. You can't see my Christmas stuff. But you know, zoom in. Ooh, boom, boom, Christmas stuff. We also have these, which I'm sure you can tell what they're meant to be. So, kind of. But yeah. These are the character for the place, being a Guardian Robo and an Elder Guardian Robo. The Elder Guardian Robo I actually kind of made up exclusively for this build. I did have a Guardian Robo, but I didn't have an Elder Guardian Robo, but I felt like I should have the switch going on. And I did start to dig out a little, but I actually don't know how big I need to dig out. So I just kind of stopped there. Other than that, though, we have a few other things that make this feel right at home, like these vending machines, which you may have noticed I had pre-designed over here. I just didn't have the banner that's meant to be like the cover. These are a little intricate, but I do like them. So it's just meant to be like the screen of a vending machine. I think it came out well, but I did my best. So I also have some art on the wall. This is kind of meant to be like a really weird peeper. You know, boom, show peeper. I don't know. Ooh, that didn't sound right. Ooh, don't say that. But, you know, Subnautica peeper. This is kind of meant to be a little pixel arty graphic of it, just because, like, the daycare symbol should be on the wall, but I don't really have a symbol, but it's Subnautica themed, so peeper. Literally the icon of the game. Oh, the icon of the game is an S, but I also have a little charging bay here. This is also just one of those details that I put in purely because it's in my reference. I think they look cool. They're little machines that kind of add to the place, and I really do like the out-of-color light beam. I wish that there was colored lighting in Minecraft. I can probably find some shaders so there's like an orange glowing beam here. Oh, the little orange beam just adds so much. And the floor being reflective really does a lot of work too. But, oh, I don't like the water. But, you know, I don't want shaders to do all the heavy lifting. So I wanted it to look good without this too. The court stair being reflective actually kind of looks bad. Also, the ceiling looks so much better with shaders on. It actually gives that star effect I was going for now. You don't really get that in the base game, but you definitely get it with shaders, so that's cool. I even went into the nitty-gritty, and I added some bathrooms. So, that's kind of it. That door is backwards, that's gonna annoy me. There we go. Yep, bathrooms. Yeah, so this is where I needed all that lapis as well that I mentioned earlier. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things that it's like, it really feels better that it's there. But when I was sitting there designing them, I'm like, do I really need to put that much effort in? It's like, not only am I only putting the bathrooms here just because, again, they're in Security Breach, but it's just, why? Yeah, that's it for the entrance of the daycare. It's 100% completed now. I just have to build the daycare itself now, which I will sadly not be doing today. But with that, we got to get on to the next project, which is one thing I've really been waiting till I did like my next major base extension. But all the extensions I have planned in the future are for the areas. They're not for the Roboplex itself. I mean, there's still a few areas I have to build, and obviously there's all the underground stuff that I want to eventually happen. But, you know, I want to build the Subnautica area. I want to build the area over here. I want to build the area over there. I want to build the area over there. So, yeah. So, without further ado, let's finish a part of the base I've been very much neglecting because I've been using it as a door, and I really don't want to lose that door. But let's finish the little food things underneath the stairs. So, yep, that's my transition. Yep, that's my transition. second super obvious cut because I totally didn't do it earlier and then just, yeah. Anyway, here it is. So there's these little food stalls that aren't even open in game. There's only this main one that you even get the chance to go into. But there we are. So they're just meant to be like different colors for the different food they serve. The lights are meant to be in signs that are unintelligible. That's kind of what I was going for. And you come in here, you got your little hallway. Got a stack of like, I don't even know, chairs, a shelf, weird thing over here. Little cart. Got some, I don't even know what this is meant to be. Little cook tables, displays, stuff like that. A little way out here. It's a little, I need to add something in here like that looks like a register, probably. I don't know, it's a little hard because it's not a lot of room. But I have the elevator that goes down. I don't know if this will actually be functional or not. I'm debating on that, but the elevator is there. There's also a lot of these side doors. They don't go anywhere. I will say, just for my own sanity, I cut a little bit. Like, there's no need for all of these to have a little made room behind it. But, there's no need for every one of these things to have a door behind it just because you can't go there. Whatever. So this was very simple. I was just neglecting it, mainly because I was flying in and out of here as a door. So, to get to the stockpile of chests I have over there. And now I'm kind of doing that. Now I really can't. Especially once I close off this. The only real way will be going out of the front of my base. So maybe I'll add a little side exit or something over here. I'm not too sure. But that's probably going to be it for work on the Roboplex today. So, yippee. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't have too much of a concrete plan today. Like I said, I'm just doing some side projects I've been neglecting just because I didn't have time to do anything else. So, with that, though, it is really nice to have the Roboplex be a little more done. It's going to be stupid. But there is one really big project that I haven't done. And there's really no way it was ever going to be a before the video project because it's genuinely something that's going to take like 2 hours to do. So I have been needing to do this for a while. And it's not really something I can show you a lot of, but I can show you part of it and then talk over it. I don't even know what to say. Talk over it. So I don't think I should do it. I kind of want to do it, but what if I... Okay, to save myself from blathering on, what I'm trying to say is it's really hard to get to my Wither Skeleton farm. It is an over 3-minute Elytra flight there. Another 3 minutes back. And yes, I know I built it in straight lines, whatever. I did that for an ice road. So I'd really like to add that ice road today because it'll make that 3 minutes like a minute. And that would be epic sauce. Let's see, what did I leave? I don't think I actually... Oh, I left a lot of bones. Oh my god, I left a lot of bones. But that's what I'm saying. Look how much I left. And then literally just being able to convert this into a... One, that's hilarious. That both these guys are wearing Wither Skeleton skulls. So hilarious, in fact, I have to murder them. But one, I definitely want to put these into shulker loaders. I mean, maybe the skulls I can get away with not shulker loading, but... Everything else, yeah. You know what? I am going to. I'm gonna overhaul. The end of my video will be Wither Skeleton overhaul, starting with the 37-mile ice track, which will just be a packed ice. One shulker box better be enough. I'll go get a shulker box of packed ice, and then you guys will just get sped up footage. I'll tell you how long it took. I feel like that's kind of important, but I have to go over it twice. That's kind of the only issue. Okay, so I went on to build the ice road. Little tidbit, one shulker box was nowhere near enough. I don't know what I was thinking. It took like 5. Probably a bit more than that. Good thing there's an ice spikes biome right next to that iceberg. But after that, I did it again with rails. Luckily, that was a lot easier. And then, well, I tried to set up this weird system so I didn't have to use not floor rails, but rails to push the boat against on the wall. And, I'm just gonna let that be my explanation. That wasn't very good, but I don't feel like re-recording it. But I'll show you how that went, because it didn't go very well for me. Okay, So I have finished building this all the way through, and I have directional stations set up along the track. I just wanted to show you guys how I built at least one of them. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So if you see that number on the right of my screen, I have to align it perfectly. In this case, it's literally on 0, 0. So when in the boat, you can see I automatically changed the number to 0, 0. Now it's at 0.9 because I moved my mouse a little. But let's say I'm looking this way. I get in 0, 0. So what I'm trying to do to lock them in place also is just so that way they don't go off the rails. Oh my god, there's so much stuff on my screen. As you can still see, even when I get in the boat... Oh, I moved him again. But even when I get in the boat, it's aligned exactly 0, 0. So what I'll do is I'll take my other boat, place that, get in, and then I can just go. And as you can see, that number isn't changing, and I'm moving perfectly straight down this line. And that's basically the whole thing right there. So now I just want to go down the path with you guys all the way there. But if I accidentally press A or D, I'll go flying, like, just to show you. Now I'm off angle. Obviously, it doesn't matter because I want to get off here, but, that can be an issue later on. So, again, I'll turn this on. You'll see oh, no, the alignment broke. Oh, man. They do seem to break. As you can see, I kind of gave up over here, but the alignment on this one is perfect. Get back in. I messed up the alignment by pushing the boat. That's kind of my intent, is that you don't accidentally push the boat. I might have to just figure out something better. This like, 5-minute trip now takes like 3 minutes, which is like, wow, such a time saver, and it really isn't, and it wasn't worth it. So, yeah. I don't care because I'll be staying here for the time being anyway. So now I want to add a shulker dojo to this. Okay, so here we are. I have finished rearranging this to have everything set up to go. So we have everything color-coded, as my other farms are, of course. Yellow being gold, white being bones. I already have tons of them anyway. This... Oh, I forgot both what's in here and the color. Orange, Jesus. Orange and blaze rods are in here, and then both coal blocks and wither skeleton skulls are black. I probably could have picked a different color, but so there we are. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Other than that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and well, that's kind of it. I don't know, this video has been a bit hectic, but I'm happy I did everything I did. So as long as it's not a 2-minute video, this should be the end of it. So thank you all so much for watching. And if you could like and subscribe, and bye-bye! No, I'm really tired. I'm sorry.